I started here in 1994, so whatever that adds up to be. It's over 30 years, or right at 30, I think. As far as teaching, I taught almost everything in junior high. I taught math for a couple of years. I taught social studies. I taught English, reading and spelling, kind of just filling in there. And then I've had K through 12 PE classes, elementary pretty much all the way through. And then as far as then I took on the athletic director job from Mr. Oglesby. So I've had that for about probably 25 years. And then as far as coaching, coached high school football, assistant football for several years under Coach Plunkett. And then took over the head job for 18 years. I just finished my 18th year. High school basketball coach in my 28th year. I did coach junior high basketball boys for, I believe, 18 years when I first started too. So I think that's about where it's at.
Major accomplishments such as state championships and overall record, if you know what it is.
Well, state championships, obviously, they've been more recent. Got 3 state football championships. 2000, I'll have to look for sure. I want to make sure I get to 2014, I believe, is the year. And then 2021 and 20. And then the state championships in basketball were 21 and 22. For basketball, it's pretty easy. I just won my 500th game at the last game of last year. So I guess right now I'm at 508. And in football, I know it's in the 160 range, somewhere in that range. Not for sure, but that's where it's at.
So obviously you have a special situation because you're a graduate of Olpe High School. Can you kind of talk about how that is special, that you graduated from Olpe High School, maybe had some of these coaches as coaches, and then ended up being co-workers with them, and now also seeing some kids that you probably coached or at least played with their parents, and they're starting to move up through?
Yeah, my mom was an English teacher, so I was a kid that was here after school every day, just waiting on her to, finish up and leave. So I was very fortunate to get to know Mr. Nelson, Mr. Cowan, Mr. Plunkett. Those 3 in particular were all, the head coaches of different sports. Kind of become one of those kids that, I'd say, "Hey, Mom, can I go out to football practice and hang out?" And so I was she said, "Yeah, you got 40 minutes, go out there." And so kind of become a little guy that ran errands for the coaches, got to just hang out, and basketball was a gym rat. I remember, coming in and they put me to throwing balls to kids and drills and stuff like that. And baseball, I remember Coach Plunkett letting me even take some batting practice with the high school team when I'd come in and kind of do that kind of stuff. So that was probably a big part of why I got into all this stuff, because of those guys like that. They were great inspiration to me, and I just love watching as I grow up. And so it kind of progressed into, that's kind of where I went. And I kind of forget the rest of your question. I know there's more to it.
Well, I definitely made it multiple layers. But now, having been here long enough that you have coached some of the kids now, you had their parents. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, when I first started here in 94, I kind of was an assistant coach, and then the head coaching jobs come available. The administration talked to me about being a kid from this, might be kind of tough. And I said, well, I'd like the opportunity, and we'll see what happens. And, fortunately for me, it's worked out pretty good. But it is unique. Went to, like last year, went to the high school prom, and every parent that was there that have kids as juniors and seniors, I believe I coached or taught in high school. So that means I've been here a long time. But that's what makes us special. It's a tightly knit community. They support each other. And that's pretty unique to be able to, grow up with some kids and end up, teaching their kids once they get in high school.
Describe your experience at OHS, athlete work ethic, relationships, etc.
Well, it starts with, these kids have great work ethic because of what they've been taught at home. The passion for what our kids do, it's the passion comes from the community, the work ethic, the respectfulness. I believe our kids, it's one of those things they learn at a very young age and they progress. And then, as they get older, they kind of become the role models for our younger kids. And one thing I always talk about that I think makes it very special about our school is we're a K through 12 building, and our kindergartners, our first graders, our second graders get to look up. They get to see our high school kids every day in school, and I think that's what really makes it special here is how they integrate and get to be involved with each other.
In your opinion, what makes Olpe a special place to live, raise a family, go to school, represent in athletics?
Well, it starts with the tradition. There's just tradition here from, some of the people that are on the committee that's got this all going. They've been here for all their lives, and their kids have went through it and that kind of stuff. And there was that tradition set back from Coach Von Stein, even back before Coach Von Stein and some of the other coaches that were here in the 70s and 80s. So everybody gets their, each year there's a new group that is the next man up or the next gal up. And I think they take that to heart. They consider watching it. Like I said earlier, they watch those kids grow up and they say, hey, I want to be that person when I grow up, or I want to be like them, and I want to reach those goals. So I think that's important to what we have here.
So I think you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but describe the community support at Olpe.
Second to none. We have obviously we have parents that get involved. They do meals for kids. They have stuff ready for game days. You can pretty much ask, bring up something. Hey, we possibly could look at having this type of thing in our program, and it's taken care of. One thing that I feel really special about is when you go to postseason activities and you get the opportunity to go to state tournaments. We have so many people that just, donate drinks and sandwiches and food for us. And then when you're at those facilities, you got not only parents, but other supporters that just are part of being in Opie of coming and saying, hey, do you need water for today? Or you need Gatorade, or do you need some fruit or something? So, and that's in every sport, every activity we do. I think it's in academics the same way. Again, we would not be the school we are without what our community does for us.
Any special moments that stand out to you? I know some others that we've interviewed had some specific stories or about a certain group that really stands out through the years that you've been here.
Yeah, and I'm sure other people, this is, it's emotional when you think of these type of things. I would say some of my special moments are when I've been a part of a big game with a group of kids, and we've been fortunate to win that ball game. And on the way home, you get text or phone calls from former or past students. That means a lot because they're following our program. And in a way, it feels like you've touched their lives, and they're still thinking about you. And that's my number one goal when I tell kids when I'm coaching them. I want them to be better football players, better basketball players. But my ultimate goal is I want them to be better young men and prepare them for life afterwards. So when you get those calls and say, hey, coach, congratulations on winning that championship, that means a lot. And it that hits your heart. And that's what makes things around here special.
So my last question I'm going to do as a panel, but it's what do you believe it means to be an Olpe Eagle, and does it stick with you regardless of where you are now? So that one will bring everybody in, but is there anything else that you want to add to your interview?
Well, I think that, why we're doing this process kind of is the backbone of our community. Obviously, this next phase of trying to put in a facility in phase one, and that tells you what this community is about. It's about the passion. It's about the respect. It's about the people willing to, do the extra things to help our kids and the kids to come to have, have something special. And that means a lot. And, for a community this size to have that type of commitment from, the committee workers, the hard work they've done, and then just everybody donating their time and money to help achieve this goal, that's pretty special.